Okay. You start on Vav Amud Bais. Amar Rapuna. Rapuna is a student of Rab. It's 4 lines down from the widest lines on Vav Amud Bais. Amar Rapuna Kalam Spalach Erbes Knesset Nikurash. Anyone that davens behind the shul is called could mean behind it, could mean the back of a shul. It's called a rasha. Now, what we're talking about is, let's say this is the shul. Okay, so you enter in like this. This Kodesh should be over here. You enter in from here, and this fellow, he comes here, and instead of going into the shul, he turns around backwards and he faces that way. Right, he faces that way. So he's in the back of the shul, facing that way. That's a Rashi learns. Other Mepharshim learns that he's standing over here, and instead of facing the shul, he's also he's facing the wrong way. Facing the wrong way.
No, he's facing east. He's back to the Al-Kush because he's outside the shul.
No, then he's facing this way. This way is the west, right?
I thought his back is to the
in Bavel. Yeah, either way, he's facing the wrong way. Marsha says, why does it have to be out of shul? It could be in a shul as well. That he's just he's facing the wrong way. Shenemar, as it says, Savar B'Shon Misalachan, that the wicked go around on every side. I guess that means that they're not facing the right way. Amar Abaya. Abaya says, that's only if his face isn't facing the shul. But if he's facing towards the shul, Beiknishtim is a basic Knesset in Aramaic. So less lamba, there's no problem. Okay. Who gathered the Kamaste Acher Beiknishtim? There was a fellow that was davening outside the shul. What are they suggesting here? Okay. And he didn't turn his face the right way. So Chalaf Elio passes by Chazia, he sees him. Idmile Ketaya. It appears to him that he's Taya is like an Arab merchant or something. Amalei says to him, Kadubar, Kaimas Kami Marach, 2 powers, that's how you stand in front of your master, and as you make it look like there are 2 gods here. Shalaf Safsura takes out his sword, Bekatli, and he kills him. Now, there's a problem here, because you're not Chayiv Misa if you face the wrong way in the shul. So, what is.
He was an Arab.
So,
facing Mecca. So,
you don't. An Arab is allowed to, even if there are 2 powers, an Arab is Shittif, Arab is allowed to. A non-Jew is allowed to say that there's more than 1 power. So, well, yeah, it wasn't until 6.
That's funny. You're right.
Yeah, and this was edited in around 500.
Wasn't around.
So there's a problem here with this. Is it really Elio? There's difference. If some say that it's Chazia Yehutaya.
Yeah, I just got it.
This merchant, this Arab merchant thought that he was. That this Arab merchant killed him. Some say that all of this was just an imagination. Idmilay, the whole thing was idmilay. That in the person's imagination that was there, he imagines that Elio is coming by and killing him. Why would Elio do this? He says, well, Elio was the one that had the showdown on with the prophets of Baal, Bahara Carmel. He said, which way are you facing? No, which way are you, who do you want? Eila Baal, Eila Hashem. So here, he's davening the wrong way, and he imagines that Elio was there killing him for facing the wrong direction. That's what one of the commentaries said. Otherwise,
the Shem Tov story with the ripping apart the person.
Right. Otherwise, if you read it literally, it means he got killed for facing the wrong way. Amalei Umer Rabbanan Rabbi Barabaya. The rabbi said to Rabbi Barabaya, we heard Rabbi Barabaya yesterday. He was the one that put the placenta in his eye. You should see the message. Okay, the Rabban said that has nothing to do with it. Rabbi Barabaya, Va'amrila Rabbi Barabaya, Rav Nachman. Some say that Rabbi Barabaya said to Rav Nachman, Mikram Zulus L'Bnei Adam. This is a very difficult pasuk. Saviv Risham Yisalachan Kurum Zulus of Ne'adam. We're continuing the passage that we just said, but Kurum Zulus of Ne'adam, it's very difficult to translate. Height, lowliness to the sons of man. Amrlei, well, he's asked, what is the meaning of this passage? He says, Amrlei, he responds, Elu Dvarim Shem de Beruma Shalaylam. These are matters that are in the heights of the world. Ne'adam is also them, but nevertheless, people take them lightly. Referring to davening, which goes up, and people take it lightly. Maybe referring to the person that was facing the wrong way. Rabbi Yochanan and Rabbi Lazar, the Amri Tarvayo, Rabbi Yochanan and Rabbi Lazar have a different interpretation. They interpret it like this: Rabbi Yochanan and Rabbi Lazar are like second generation Amiram in Eretz Yisrael. Kivan shenitzrach adam lebrius. Once a person needs to come on to other creations, that means for tzedakah or alone. So pan of mishtanis, his face changes kekrum, like a krum. Now we're going to see what krum is in a moment. Shenemar krum zulus l'bnei adam. So it means like a krum becomes cheap or like lessened in the eyes of man. My krum, what is the krum that we just said?
It's the same use for krum.
Maybe. Kiyasser Rabdimi Amar, when Rabdimi came from Eretz Yisrael and he would travel and he would bring different halachas. He says, Amar ayam. He's a traveler, so he knows this. He says there's a bird that's in the islands. Krum Shmai, its name is Krum. Kivan Shechamas Erachas, when the sun shines in it, Misapech Lakama Gavna, and it changes to different colors. So, what do they have over there? They have a picture of it?
Yeah.
Starling. They have a picture of it. It actually has several colors on it. Isn't that interesting? So,
We're in Florida.
they are here. So,
He said starling, not sterling.
So, what are we saying over here when the sun shines in it? Apparently, we're referring to someone that's giving tzedakah in public. And so everyone knows that the person needs it, instead of giving it in private, instead of giving it in a way that the person shouldn't be embarrassed, maybe he's giving it in a way that's making the person embarrassed, and everyone's seeing the colors. It means his embarrassment. Rabami v'Rabasi, so the white people are colored as they get embarrassed. Rabami v'Rabasi, Damri Tarvayu. Rabami and Rasi are the students of Rabbi Yochanan. They say, they say, it's as if he's judged in both judges, fire and water. Now, Herkapta Enish L'Reshenu means he caused people to ride. L'Reshenu here is being translated. It caused people to ride at our head. But L'Reshenu here means the Lashon Noisha, like to give a loan. Caused people, or Noishas, to ask for a loan back. Caused people to ride to give us a loan, and we have come in fire and water. That means we went through embarrassment. Because when a person gets embarrassed, his face turns white and then red and then white. Okay. Va'amar Rab Chelbai Amar Rab Huna. Rab Chelbai says in the name of Rab Huna, La'ilam yayadam zar betfilas amincha. Person should always be careful with mincha. It's quoted in Chassidus often. Why? Sure, Eliyahu leinan el betfilas amincha. Because Eliyahu was only answered by tfilas amincha. Shenemar, as it says in the pasuk, v'yibalei amincha was at the time of the mincha. Vayagish Eliyahu Hanavi vayomer. Is it vayigash or vayagish? Vayigash Eliyahu Hanavi vayomer. And Eliyahu came close and he said, Aneni Hashem Aneni. Answer me, Hashem, answer me. It's the source of that slicha. Aneni sheter min hashamayim. Answer me that fire should come down from heaven to burn up the sacrifice. Aneni shleim ma'asek shafim. And answer me that the people shouldn't say that it's being done by witchcraft. They should realize. So, it's a few points here. What's the pshat yizar b'tilas amincha? So of course you have to document like what's it saying. So some say that it means that you should daven right away, the earliest time to daven. You should daven early mincha.
I davened at 2:15 call. So one guy was there. I was never there. I go. Well, he goes. I learned the Gemara.
Oh yeah.
I came back to the place. Yeah.
He's a day ahead. So actually no, this is yesterday's Gemara.
Yesterday's stuff. Yeah.
This is yesterday's. We're on yesterday's.
Today's
So very good.
stuff has no halachas.
So
I mean,
the
not today.
famous is
The
not
one we're
halachas
doing
here.
right now.
So that could be a pshat over here. How do we know really that Elio was answered only by mincha? That's when he prayed. Maybe if he would have prayed other times, why did I have to say it? That's a good answer.
I have a password. 3:15.
Um,
The Rabbi.
Don't tell everyone.
No, isn't it the gospel? Don't they say that there's a gospel coming out every day that tells you?
But when does it come out?
So
Is that
no,
by mincha?
that's what I'm saying. I think so. Isn't it like sometime around then?
Oh, I don't know.
Mincha time?
I don't know. That's interesting. Okay, so this was Reb Chelba in the name of Rav Huna. Should be careful with mincha. Chassidus explains it's in the middle of the day. It's taking off from your work time. You're recognizing that everything that you do is from Hashem. Rabbi Yechanan Amar Af B'Tfilas Arbis. Rabbi Yechanan says even Ma'ariv Shneimar Tikkun Tfilasik K'teiros L'chanecha Masas Kapi Minchas Arev. Prepare my prayer as Ketairos before you, lifting my hands, Minchas Arev, a gift in the evening, which means that first was the Ketairos, and then there was the evening prayer, because the last thing that was done in the day after the Karban Tamid is the Ketairos. Second half of the Ketairos. And after that would come Ma'ariv. So you should be careful with Ma'ariv as well. If the pshat is that you're supposed to daven right away at the time, so that would make sense again. That you daven Ma'ariv the earliest time, not the latest time. Yeah, this is a problem, Benny, because a 3:15 Ma'ariv and a 3:15 a 2 o'clock mincha and a 10 o'clock Ma'ariv. It's no, because if the pshat is that you're supposed to daven Leilam Yei Zahir is the earliest time.
So
Ma'ariv should be okay. Or maybe they only hold like the first pshat. Rabbi, Rav Huna.
how did they go from Rishus? Myron became a Rishus, and then there's some people say it's not a Rishus, right?
Yeah, and what did we say Rabbi Yechanan holds?
Yeah.
Did we say what Rabbi Yechanan holds? He holds that it's a chayva, so we're fine.
Right.
No, not necessarily. Not necessarily. That's not true. Okay, let's leave that question. It's a good question. Rab Nachman by Yitzchak Amar, after Shachris. Even Shachris also you should be careful to daven right away. In the morning, Hashem hears my voice. In the morning, I prepare for you and I wait. It says twice Baiker, which that should tell me Babaiker means first thing in the morning. Since he davens early. That we had before as well. Amar Reb Chelba, Amar Rav Huna, another statement from Reb Chelba in the name of Rav Huna. Someone just sent me something from the Rebbe about, even though the Gemara says these things one after another, associated with just because it's the same name, but there always has to be some contextual significance that why it should come. Like you see by Hanukkah, in the Gemara Hanukkah, it mentions things that are really out of place because the name is there. It says Yosef is in the pit, and really it's connected to the. So we have to figure these things out.
Where is
I don't know where Reb Chelba is. He's a student of Rav Huna, but so it's either Rab Chelba or Rabbi Chelba. Sometimes it's Rab, sometimes it's
talking
Rebbe.
about Pardes, Shah, Remes, Drusha, and so like we have to know the Remes.
There could be other connections here other than just the fact that it's the same name. Enemies to discuss on anyone that has pleasure, enjoyment from a meal, a wedding, and he doesn't rejoice, he doesn't gladden the chassan, then he violates the 5 voices. Shenemar.
You just hangs out at the carbon station.
That's right. Kol sasain v'kol simcha. This could happen. There's an Amira, flourished at the end of the 3rd century. You can mention both studied under Rav Huna. That's why he's called Rav, and then he would also be called Rabbi in Israel. Very nice. Shikayach. That's Rav Chalvei. What are the five kailas? The five voices. Kol sasin, kol simcha, kol chasin, kol kala, kol emrim haidu es Hashem tzavakis. So he has enjoyment from a wedding, but he doesn't rejoice with the chasin and kala. Maybe he goes in, he just takes the food home or something. So he violates those five voices. It could be that it has to do with the five modalities where the sound comes from, the throat and the teeth and the palate, and could be that's what it has to do. What's the other way? If he does rejoice with him, maschare, what's his reward? Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi. Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi says he's one of the early Amirayim. He's a professional, and I got it. Zeichel Torah. He merits Torah. Shenitna b'chamisha kailas. That's given with five voices as well. Shenem Rabbi b'yem hashlishi. Was on the third day. B'yesa b'ker in the morning. The kailas ubrakim. There were kailas. That's two. Sounds and lightning. Ba'anan kavid alahar, and a great cloud over the mountain. The kol shofar. That's number 3. That's the sound of the shofar. Vayhi kol shofar. Then it says again, there was the sound of the shofar. That's number 4. V'elikim yanena b'kol, and God responded with voice. That's number 5. So it's 5 voices by the giving of the Torah. 5 voices, 5 sounds by the chassan. Someone that's misameach the chassan gets Torah. Eily, is that really so? Is that there's 5? But it says that the people were able to see the voices. That means that there's another 2. There's 7. It says no. Those kailas that we saw, that was before Matan Torah. At the actual Matan Torah, there were 5. It's as if he brought a carbon taida. If he's misameach the chassan. Shnemer mevim taida Bais Hashem, as it says in the same pasuk. They bringing a taida, a thanksgiving offering to the house of Hashem. Menachem says, it's as if he built destroyed one of the ruins of Yerushalayim. As it says, I return the captivity of the land as it was originally, says Hashem. Now, this I heard from Dr. Stein, from one of yours, from Rabbi Hershel Shechter. It says three interpretations here of what's going on at a wedding if someone is mesameach. Either he receives Torah, or it's as if he brought a gift offering, a thanksgiving offering, or it's he builds the ruins of Yerushalayim. He says it has to do with three simchas that there are at a wedding. The first simcha is that when you have a child, you'll be able to transmit the Torah to the next generation. That's if the chassan is a Talmid Chacham or someone that's able to transmit the Torah. So that's the first thing. So he's mesameach the chassan, he gets also Torah. Second thing is that just the fact that it's a Suda Seidah wedding, the fact that it's like a Thanksgiving time. The fact that they met each other and it all worked out. That's the second reason for simcha. The third reason is to have children, because Mashiach comes when all the neshamas come out of the storage in heaven. So it brings Mashiach. That's the third reason for simcha. So those are the 3 things that the person receives if he's in Sameach. It's like neither can I neither, but he does what he's involved in. That's what he gets.
Yitzi will be sending on the WhatsApp link all the weddings for the next few months. We can wedding crash. Remember, do.
You can crash only the chuppah. Amar Rav Chalvei, Amar Rav Huna. Rav Chalvei says the name of Rav Huna. Kol adam sheish b'yirah shemayim dvar v'neshmayim. Anyone that has this God-fearing, his words are heard. In general, it says that anyone that speaks from the heart, so his words are heard, and that would be here also. He has Yiras Shamayim, he says what he really feels. The end of all things is that Hashem is feared. My kizek al adam, Pasuk concludes, because this is all of man. This is the end of Kehelas, right? Amar Rabbi Lazar says, Amar HaKadosh Baruch Hu, regarding this person that has Yer Shemayim, Hashem says, the whole world was only created for this fellow. He's equivalent to the whole rest of the world. And Reb Shimon ben Azai says, some say, Reb Shimon ben Zaymer, and some say Reb Shimon ben Zaymer says, the whole world was just created to keep this person company. Amar Rab Chelb, that's the Yer Shemayim.
It's not just that world we just live in.
Amar Rab Chelba, Amar Rab Huna, Rab Chelba says, Name Rab Huna, Kol Sheyadeh B'Chavir Shuragel Leishalom, Yaktim Leishalom. Anyone that knows that his friend is accustomed to greeting him first, so he should quickly rush, not only to make sure to greet him back, but he should rush to greet him first, to tell him good morning. Shenemar, as it says, Baki Shalom v'Rodfeyu, seek peace and to chase after it. And if he says good morning, Shalom, and he doesn't respond, Nikr Gazlan, he stole a greeting. Shenemar Vatim Biyartim Makerem. Really? Is it Avram Nosson? Is this in Pirkei Avos? No, it's in Pirkei Avos. It says you should try to greet people first. Oh, okay. Vatim Biyartim Makerem. You've destroyed the vineyard. Gezelas Ani Bivatechem. The spoils of the poor man are in your house. Simple shot that the poor man doesn't have anything to steal. The only thing you could steal from the poor man is you can steal his greeting. Because if you don't respond back, you took the greeting and you ran away. You didn't give him back the, Mr. Rohr, the old Mr. Rohr. So I tell him good morning. So he says, Agutiyar, you just made 365 times profit.
Mr. Rohr?
Always thinking about profit.
Here he says, is robbing him of his dignity by refusing to return his greeting. The way I translate is robbing the greeting, robbing him of his dignity. Actually, the pasuk could be something else. Gezelas ha'ani could mean you're stealing the mana, the response. Ani also means respond. That's that whole play at the end of Slichas. Rachamana de ane la anie anena. Over there, it's a play on the words ani and anena. The poor man, you answer us. That's the play of the word. So over here, you're stealing the response, the mana. Okay. Amar Rabbi Yochanan Mishum Rabbi Yosi. Sorry?
It says that in Rashi.
The Rashi has Shein like klum ligs on the man. Right. Yeah, that he doesn't have anything to take.
Yeah.
Right. Amar Rabbi Yochanan Mishum Rabbi Yosi. Rabbi Yochanan says name Rabbi Yosi. Minayin shakadosh baruch hu mispal. How do you know that Hashem davens? It's an interesting question. Shenemar.
Put some thought.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Magid Rav Yaakov. Yes, he has an answer. He could have quoted that. He tells us to daven. Shenemar, as it says, V'av Yesem alai kachi. I'll bring you into my holy mountain. V'simachtem veis tvilas, and you'll rejoice in my house of prayer. Hear that? My house of prayer. Tfilasam le'nemer. It doesn't say your house of prayer. Tfilasam, their house of prayer. Ela tfilasi, my house. Mikan shakadosh baruch hu mispal. It must be that Hashem davens.
Because it's not a house of prayer, it's a house of my prayer.
Right. This is Hashem speaking. So it means Hashem davens. My masli, what does Hashem say? Amar Rav Zutra bar Tuvia Amar Rav Zutra bar Tuvia says in the name of Rav Yiratzin Milfanai. It should be the will before me, is Hashem saying, that my compassion should overtake my anger. And my compassion should overtake my other attributes. And I should behave with my sons with the attribute of compassion. I should enter with them beyond the law. Give them extra. Tanya was taught in a Brisa. Rabbi Shmuel ben Elisha. Rabbi Shmuel ben Elisha says, this is a famous Gemara. It was made famous by one of the singers. You got Afro-Creed or something? Okay. Yeah, you'll tell me. Remember the song? So one time I went in. This is Rabbi Shmuel ben Elisha was the Kohen Gadol. So one time I went in to offer the Keteris Lefnai V'Lefnim. Sounds like in the Kodesh HaKadoshim. Barisi HaKasriel Kashem Tzavakis. And I see Kasriel sounds like a name of an angel, or maybe it means the name of God. Kashem Tzavakis. Sheyoshev al Kisei. That he's sitting on the throne, Ramvanis, this high throne. Abba Amarli, and he says, Yishmol b'ni barcheni. He says, Yishmol, my son, bless me. Amarti lai. So I said, Yiratzim l'fanecha. Should be your will. Sheich b'shur rachamecha es kascha. That your compassion should overtake your anger. And your compassion should overtake your other midas. This is nagim banecha b'midas arachimim. You should behave with your sons in the attribute of compassion. And you should enter with them beyond the law. And then and he acknowledged. He nodded his head. He acknowledged. That means that he's like he said, Amen. Rashi says, Kamash Malan. From this you see, that you shouldn't take the blessing of a simple person lightly. It's very interesting. The Maral I saw quoted. The Maral says that it's much more than that. That it's specifically the simple people that have the. Somehow he has this way of associating simplicity together with blessing and curses.
This person is simple.
Relative to God.
Right.
Relative to God. But they said to the someone told the Ragachever, they asked the Ragachever for a blessing. And they said, the Gemara says, Al Tibrechas Hedit Kala Beinacha. So you shouldn't take a blessing of a simple person lightly. And Kal V'chaimer, for a blessing from you. So he says, why do you need a Kal V'chaimer? Just bless yourself or go to someone. It was very sharp. It was, okay. Rabbi Yechon Mishum Rabbi Yasi. Rabbi Yechanan said, in the name of Rabbi Yasi, how do you know that you shouldn't appease someone at the time of his anger? As it says, my face shall go, and I'll give you rest. What does this mean? It means that Hashem says to Moshe, wait until the time of anger passes, and I will grant you. Then he'll take him. Is there anger in front of Hashem? Yes, there is. The Tanya says in the Bais, God is furious every day. What is his anger? How long is it? It says rega, a moment. Kama rega, how long is a moment? Wow, that's it's 80. It's 58,888 of an hour. 58,888 of an hour. There's another gear here that says it's 88,888. If you want a password, want a new password?
Yeah, it says 1/16 of a second.
1/16 of a second. That's an interesting. I didn't associate that. The Gemara, Yossi's saying that there's a Gemara that says that someone wasn't wearing tzitzis. So I forget, maybe Eliyahu Navi met him and says, why don't you wear tzitzis? He says, because I don't have four corners on my clothing. I don't have to wear tzitzis. So he said, no. At the time of anger, then you have to. Then Hashem takes it out on his anger can go on people that neglected performing a mitzvah when they had a chance to. Because you could have put on a garment, that's what it says. Maybe that's associated with this. I didn't put the two together. Interesting.
How much is a chaylik?
It's 1,080. 1,080.
No, that's per hour.
It says here.
Oh, is it a third of a second?
It says a chalik is 1/1,080th of an hour.
Right.
So it's less than a
This is a 16th of a second. Right. V'zui rega. This is the moment. No one can.
Yeah, but you have
Oh, 1 second. Wait. Right. So the Malach forgot to hit you. So, and no a person can be mechaven when this amount of time. When is it? Chutz mi bilam marash, except for bilam. You see, except baby das Eily says that he knows the knowledge of Hashem. He knows when Hashem's going to get angry. The Gemara asks, 1 second. Don't take this too serious. Bilam knows all of this. He doesn't even understand his animal. Das Elyon aviyada, and he knows about Hashem. That's someone. This comedian was saying. They asked him, "Tell me about God." He said, "I'm still trying to figure out how a can opener works." Okay, so Ela Malamed. Rather, it says, it teaches, he just knows that moment when Hashem gets angry. It's not that he knows Das Elyon in time, he just knows that time. And that's what the prophet said to the Jewish people, Ami, my nation, remember what Bilam Melech Mayav advised. Okay. Balak Melech Mayav advised that Bilam should
I see some. I was figuring out the chalik is 1/3 of a second. The anger lasts 1/16 of a second. So when you figure out what a 1/16 of a second is, right? Would that be the same as? That's the same as 3/48, right? If you want to equate it to a chalik.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but it's like forget. It's too confusing. Sorry.
Okay.
Good effort. Scratch that one.
Leman das tzidkes Hashem. My leman das tzidkes Hashem. What does it mean to know the righteousness of Hashem? Amar Rabbi Lazar says, Hashem says to the Jewish people, you should know how many kindnesses, righteousness I did with you. I did not get angry during the days of Bilam Harasha. If I would have gotten angry, there'd be nothing left of the enemies of Israel. That's the way he speaks about it. But it doesn't mean enemies. So it means of Israel, but the Gemara doesn't say.
It flips it over.
It flips it over because it doesn't want to say anything negative. So it always says it in the opposite. So when you read it, you have to retranslate it. Sorry to Palit. Any remnant or survivor.
Like once somebody says, "I love you."
No. So here, when it wants to say something bad about the Jewish people, it says the enemies of the Jews, just so it doesn't come out with those words. And that's what Bilam says to Balak. What can I curse if God doesn't curse? What anger can I have if God doesn't get angry? That tells me that God didn't get angry all that time. Taisus here has an interesting question. He says, if God gets angry just for 1 second, what could Bilam have said during that second? Let me go drop one more line and then we'll go back to Taisus. Kamazamai, how long does the anger last? Rega, for 1 moment. Kama Rega, how long is the Rega? Amravav and Vitem Ravavina, Rega Kamemra. It's as long as it takes to say Rega. Rega Kamemra. As it to say it. That's how long the anger. So what could Bilam have said in that moment that could have contained? So Taisus says he could have said Kalim. It would be the same amount of syllables to be able to fit it in. Or Taisus has an interesting shot. He says that if he would have started it at the time of that anger, he could have continued afterwards. So the Eretz.
Anger is a lot more. So
you want to see Hashem's time is different?
That's also
But the Eretz Tzvi, the Kashik lover, he writes based on this, the Chassidim that happen after this man, but if they start in the time, it's counted, continues. Afterwards, it's based on this second answer of Taisus. that if Bilam could have said a long Shemon Esrei cursing the Jewish people, but he started at the time of Zam, it would have counted. That's the second thing. Interesting. Minole de Regaratach. How do we know that he gets angry for a moment? Shnema, as it says, a moment of his anger, a lifetime is of his favor. Another pasuk. Chavi, hide, kimat rega, for a moment, ad yavrazam, until the anger passes. Ve'imas ratach. When is this time of anger? When during the day, right? We didn't say that. We just said how long. Amar Abaya says, it's in the first 3 hours. It's when the crown of a rooster turns white. And when it stands on one leg, kol shaita v'shaita. Oh, one second. That's when it is. Kol shaita v'shaita nami koi hachi. But all the time it does that. It's no kol shaita v'shaita space shiraiki sumki. All the time it always has red lines that are going through the crown. V'shaita less space shiraiki sumki. Then it's totally white. There's no red lines. The Ben Yehoyada here says that the rooster is associated with Gvura. When it stands, and he says that's the Arizal, that when the Kavanah of the Hanesim Sechvi Vina, Sechvi is associated with Gvura, and Vina would be on that same line. And then what else? And then he says that's what it means standing on one leg, which is also Gvura, as opposed to having both legs would be Chesed and Gvura. And it says that it turns white because the world is existing only with netzach, with a whiteness and that's on the forehead. That's supposed to be associated with Chesed. That's what he says, that the world is only existing through that level. And then he mentioned something about Erev Shabbos. I don't know what he meant, but I started to think when we speak about anger, thought about Erev Shabbos. Everyone's always frustrated. So anyway, so Ahud Tzedeki, there was a Tzedeki that B'Shavus de Rabbi Shua ben Levi. He was in the neighborhood of Rabbi Shua ben Levi. He would ask him, Sukkim, Bible critic. Yom Echad, one day, Shakal Tarnagoyla Vukmi ben Kari Darsi. He took a chicken, a rooster, puts it by his foot of the bed. Ba'ayim Bain, he's looking at it. Savar Kimatu Shaita Alte, he's waiting for the time he's going to give him a curse. Right when it's going to turn white, he's going to curse his neighbor. So Kimatu Shaita, when that moment came, Nayim, he fell asleep. Amar, how does he know? I don't know. Amar Shmamina Laverachal Meverachi says, obviously, this is not the right way to do things.
He woke up and he saw all these chicken prints all over. He thought the Shadem came during
Hashem is compassionate on all his creations. Even a punishment for a tzaddik isn't good. Tanim Shmei Rab Meir. It was taught in the name of Rab Meir at the time that the sun shines. And all the kings of the east and the west, the east I can understand, are bowing down to the sun. They have idolatry. Immediately Hashem gets angry. They're using the sun for avodah zarah. So, but also the word chama is also chema. So the sun could cause anger. Chema also means anger.
How long was this anger?
Sorry?
How long was this anger?
Oh, how long was this? I think this is the time. What the Gemara means is that the time, this is what causes that anger. This is what causes that anger is at that moment when they bow down. It happens to be, we always said kings wake up 3 hours into the day, right? Or Bnei Malachim wake up, maybe just princes. Maybe princes wake up. The king himself probably has to get up early. No, but that's not so. Because David has compared himself to the other kings. He wakes up earlier. 2 hours later. Okay. I'm Rabbi Yechon Mishum Rabbi Yaisi. Again, Rabbi Yeshua says name of Rabbi Yossi. Toiva mardas achas k'liba shel adam yesim kama malchus. It's better to have one regret inside a person's heart than for him to be get many lashes. In other words, when it comes from him himself, that's much better than an outside source. Shenema, as it says, Rodfas Ma'aveh, she chases after her lovers. I skipped that, etc. And then, but I guess she doesn't catch them. And then she says, I'll return back to my first husband, because that was better than now. So that means that she herself realized that it was her first husband was better. It's not just more than many lashes, but more than 100 lashes. Shenemar seichas gara b'mevin me'akos ksil meya. Rebukes, the screams of someone that understands is better than hitting a fool 100 times. That means someone that comes to the understanding on his own. It's the real education. That he comes to the realization on his own. Rabbi Yechon says in the name of Rabbi Yossi, there's three things that Moshe asked from Hashem, and Hashem gave him. He asked that the Shina should dwell on the Jewish people, and Hashem gave him. Says it, will you not go with us? He asked that the Shekhinah should be exclusive on the Jews. It shouldn't be on the idolaters. And Hashem consented. Hashem agreed. Shnemar v'niflinu ani b'amcha. I and your nation will be distinguished. Bikesh. What pasuk is that? This is a continuation of that. That we said before, when Moshe Rabbeinu sees his back, and it's in between over there after they're forgiven from the Egel. He wants to know the ways of Hashem, but not something Hashem agrees. Show me your ways. Yes, he says to Hashem, Rabbeinu Shalom, Master of the world. Why is it that there's a tzaddik that has everything good? Yesh tzaddik v'ralei, and there's a tzaddik that, why do the righteous suffer, right? The yesh rasha b'toivlai, why do the wicked prosper? Yesh rasha v'ralei, and why is the wicked?
What's the question, rasha v'ralei?
Why do he's asking, why is it sometimes this, sometimes that? Like, what's the question? Tzaddik v'toivlai. Why does it sometimes work out the way I would like it to work out, and why it sometimes doesn't work out that way? So, yeah, in the Tanya, it was saying that. But yeah, it was comparing the two titles of the tzaddik. It's the tzaddik gomer and the tzaddik v'ra and the tzaddik v'toivlai. What's the difference between the two? So, but in the Gemara itself, we're understanding it as prosper and suffer.
It's like Benoni, it's a borrowed term. So.
Amrullah Moshe, he says to him, Moshe, Tzaddik v'Toivlai, this is Hashem speaking to Moshe. Tzaddik v'Toivlai is Tzaddik ben Tzaddik. That is a Tzaddik, the son of a Tzaddik. Tzaddik v'Ralei is a Tzaddik ben Rasha. The Gemara is going to explain this in a minute. It's a Tzaddik, the son of a Rasha. Rasha v'Toivlai, what's the Rasha that prospers? He's a Rasha ben Tzaddik. His father was a Tzaddik. Rasha v'Ralai, a wicked person that suffers, is a Rasha ben Rasha. He's the son of Rasha as well. Amar Mar, the master taught. We're going to go back. We'll explain this a little bit. Tzaddik v'Toivlai, Tzaddik ben Tzaddik, Tzaddik v'Ralai, Tzaddik ben Rasha. If he prospers, it's because his father was a tzaddik. If he suffers, it's because his father was a Rasha. Eily, is that really so? But it says in the pasuk, it says that he remembers the sins of the fathers on the son. And it also says that the sons don't die for the sins of the fathers. And we asked this as a contradiction. And we answered, like kasha, it's not a problem. It depends if they're continuing what their father did. If they continue what their father did, then you pile it on. The father did it also, and the child continues it. You pile it on. But over here, he's not continuing what his father did. So why is he getting punished because of his father? Is it Tzaddik ben Rasha? We already answered that it doesn't continue on. Alahachi Kamalei, this is what it means. Tzaddik b'tayvlai is a tzaddik amar. Tzaddik that prospers is a complete tzaddik. Tzaddik b'ralai, a tzaddik that suffers is a tzaddik sheina gamar. He's not complete. Now the simple explanation here is that because he's not complete, so he suffers in this world so that he should merit the world to come. Little things in this world will cleanse him. Whatever small things that he has, the world to come.
The generations of the kids' time. To the father's sin and the grandfather's sin and great grandfather's sin. That's good. Those 5 generations.
Isn't it 3?
3 generations, whatever. So the kids and grandchildren are dying. To his sins.
See that the rabbis
I'm
learned
saying it because 3 generations.
I don't know. Yitzi, I don't know. Yitzi was asking what is Karis, how does that play out? Because Karis, it says that continues for more than one generation. What did the children do? Rasha b'toivla is a Rasha sheina gamar. A Rasha that prospers is because he's not a complete Rasha. So therefore, he still has some good things that he did. So therefore, we give him the payment in this world. Should get his Rasha Barala is a Rasha Gamar. There's nothing to pay him for. He has no. He does everything bad. Okay. Upliga de Rabbi Meir. Now Rabbi Yochanan said that there are 3 things that Moshe asked from Hashem answered. This argues with Rabbi Meir. Rabbi Meir says Shtayim nasalei v'achas lo nasalei. Rabbi Meir says that 2 Hashem gave him and 1 he didn't give. It says I'll be gracious to those that I'm gracious to. Even if he is not proper. Excuse me. And I will be compassionate on those that I'm compassionate, even if he's not proper.
Why did we say that there was 3 things? Moshe Rabbeinu asked Chana about the Eretz Yisrael. There was a 4th thing to go with Eretz Yisrael.
No, okay. So there were 3 things that he asked and that he was answered to.
Right. But now they're saying that there was 3 things and he was only answered on 2. So why don't they say there was 4 things and wasn't answered on the 4th? What's it?
That we're going to say in a moment. That's what he's shortly. Yeah. So what he's answering is that there were 3 things that he asked probably that are associated with the general public. Those were personal requests. By Yomer leisuchal liris panai, continuing the pasuk, he said, "You're not able to see my face." Tana mishmei the Rabbi Yeshua ben Karcha. It's taught in the name of Rabbi Yeshua ben Karcha. Yeshua ben Karcha is the son of Rabbi Akiva. Rabbi Akiva was bald, so it's called ben Karcha. So they called him Kareach Hazeh ben Asai. They said everyone is compared to me like the peel of the peel of a garlic, except for this bald one, referring to Rabbi Akiva. Yeshua ben Karcha is the son. Is the son of Rabbi Akiva. Kachamar, we'll have it shortly in the Mishnah. Kachamar Yakadosh Baruch Hu Moshe. This is what Hashem says to Moshe. Kishiratzisi, when I showed you myself, Leiratzisa, you didn't want to look by the burning bush. Moshe covered his face. Now that you want any rights, I don't want. This is arguing on Reb Shmuel bar Nachmani and Reb Yonasan. Reb Shmuel bar Nachmani and Reb Yonasan. Reb Shmuel bar Nachmani says the name of Reb Yonasan. This is a common pair in Reb Yonasan. It's usually translating psukim. Schar shalish, zachal l'shalish. The merit of 3 in the reward. Schar shalish, zachal l'shalish. The reward for 3 things, he merits 3 things. The schar in the merit of Bayas the Moshe Panav, that Moshe covered his face, the zachal l'klaster Panim. So Moshe's face shown. The schar ki yari, because he was afraid, zachav l'bayar mikeshes love. because he says Moshe was afraid. It says people were afraid to come close to him. The fact that he didn't look, that he was able to see Hashem, which will translate means the back of the tefillin. Basiraisi, that you'll see in a moment. Basiraisi is kapai, and I will remove my hand, barisa sachairai, and you will see my face. You'll see my back. Amar Reb Chana bar Bisna Reb Shimon Chasida. Reb Chana bar Bisna says in the name of Reb Shimon Chasida, Malam Shar Kadosh Baruch Hu Moshe Kesh Shel Tefillin. This teaches us that Hashem showed Moshe the tefillin knot. Oh my gosh, it's very late. I didn't realize. Let's go into davening. Should I just finish the page? Let me just finish the page. Any word that Hashem says for good, I feel all tonight, even if it was a condition attached to it, doesn't retract from it. Even though the condition wasn't fulfilled. Where do we know this? From Moshe Rabbeinu, Shanamar, it says, "Hear from me, many vashmidim. Leave me, and I will destroy them. I would make you a great nation." Now, what happened was he didn't destroy the Jewish people, but Moshe still made into a great nation. I forgot the boy Moshe Rachmala, the Milsa, even though Moshe asked for compassion, Ubatla. The Jewish people weren't destroyed. Was established in Moshe's descendants. Remember, Moshe Gershom, Eliezer. Moshe's sons is Gershom and Eliezer. V'yibnei Eliezer, Rachbe, Arosh, Bnei Rachbe, Rabbi Lamaila. Children of Rachbe was very much. The Tanu Rabbi Yosef Lamaila Mishishim Ribayas. Lamaila Mishishim is more than 600,000. The descendants of Moshe. Asi Rabbi Ksipacha, Rabbi Lamaila Ksipasam Nei so far Yosef Rabbi Yerbu. Yabik Zer Shava from Rabbi.
Tomorrow when you start, say, "Oh my gosh, it's so late." I don't realize.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Shukaya.
Have a great day.
He said about he doesn't mention that. Yonason Ben Gershon, he doesn't mention that.